What is the advancer, person here in fourth seat, doing?
If I were guessing, I guess I have points and I'm telling her
It's telling you,
spades.
you're gonna have
Oh, no,
to
wait a
bid
minute.
at the,
Your Cuebids.
Yeah, it's a little different because they opened a major. And now we are Cuebiding the opponent's major.
is this more points? You're pushing to 3 level.
Yeah, so yeah, you are forcing partner to bid at the 3 level.
11 to 12.
Does it mean you have both minors?
So I think on this auction, you're probably pretty close to game forcing, right? To bid this way. Because remember that if you wanted, let's say you had a minor and you weren't game forcing, you were just invitational. What if you had 10 points in a club suit? Wouldn't you just jump to 3 clubs? Or for that matter, 10 points and 4 or more hearts, because partner's double of spades suggests 4 hearts, right? Most of the time. Partner might be making a takeout double with only 3 hearts, but that's pretty rare. Usually when they open a major and we make our takeout double, we've almost always got 4 in the other major. So if you knew that you belonged in 4 hearts, or you knew that you wanted to invite game in hearts, you could just jump, right? 2 hearts would be weak. A jump to 3 hearts would be invitational. 4 hearts would be a play, right? You want to be in game. So what is going on with 2 spades? What do we think is happening? So 2 spades here may be a little bit ambiguous, but you are game forcing, and you're game forcing with any suit. So either you are planning, which could include hearts, by the way. I mean, you could have a really great hand with hearts and be interested in slam. Opposite partner's takeout double. We don't have a whole lot of slams when the opponent's open to bidding, but don't rule them out. Sometimes this is a very light opening, and we do have a slam. You're allowed to have a really good hand opposite partner's takeout double and be very happy about partner's takeout double. Ooh, hey, I've got a great hand somewhere. So if you Cuebid and then whatever partner does, Cuebid followed by new suit is just natural and game forcing. Right? So let's say partner, what if partner does bid 3 hearts? Maybe partner doesn't have a great minor, right? What are you going to do next? Well, if you're game forcing with like a 6-card club suit, now you're going to bid it, right? You would bid 4 clubs next because you're in a game force. Or maybe you were actually thinking about 3-no. Maybe you actually have spade stop and you were game forcing and you decided to Cuebid first, see what partner had to say with the intent to bid 3-no next. You might have jumped to 3-no the first time, but you've got a really good hand. You're allowed to make a cheaper bid and give partner a chance to say something. There's probably kind of a suggestion here that you are minor suit oriented in some way, either a long minor or both minors, just because you won't have slam interest in hearts that often, and if you had a heart fit, you would probably bid 4 hearts most of the time. But if you know you want to set up a game force, Cuebid's always an option, right? You can always start with that. See what partner has to say. Maybe partner actually has a spade stop. Maybe 3-no plays from the other side. Who knows?
When he just says 2 spades, you don't know it's game forcing yet.
I think it's game forcing. I think on this auction, when they've started with the major, I think it's game forcing with any suit or possibly interested in neutral.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if it was 1 heart, 2 hearts? Is that still game forcing?
1 heart, double, pass, 2 hearts? Yeah, I think so. When they open a major and we Cuebid, yeah, I think it's game forcing. Just because they have opened a major, we have now, and we've removed one major from the equation, right? We're never gonna play in spades on this hand, right? So the cue bid to show equal length in two majors no longer exists, right? As it does when they open a minor. So it changes. The idea here is that if you're not sure where you belong, but you know you need to force, for a round, if not to game, cue bid is always an option. Keep it in the picture. You may not be comfortable with it because it's got some ambiguity to it initially, right? Your partner, the doubler, when you bid two spades here, you don't know what your hand is, but that's okay. The important thing is that you've made a forcing bid and you'll clear up the picture next time, at your next turn, right? Your cue bid forces partner to bid something, and then now you get to clear up the picture at the second bid. And that way, maybe it's a little more, maybe it resembles 2/1, right? When we start with a 2/1 sequence. Responder can have all sorts of hands, right? I open a heart, you bid two clubs. Okay, two clubs tends to be natural, but that response hand can be all sorts of things, right? But what are we doing? We're setting up the game force. So, it's the same concept here. It's a different look, but it's the same concept. We're making our first bid a forcing bid. Just because it's gonna alleviate some pressure down the road if partner knows, okay, we're going to game somewhere.
Okay.
So when you cue bid in this situation, you're always promising a second bid.
Absolutely. Unless partner jumps to four hearts and that's where, or something like that, and that's where I want to play it. Yeah. You're promising a second bid until you get to game. Put it that way. It is about break time. Does anybody have any last questions about this stuff? All right, let's break for a few. When we come back,